What's the worst way to respond to an I love you? And I love spending time with you. I had a girlfriend do that out of the blue. I think she wanted to say I love you, but my expression told her that was a bad idea, so it came out as I love hanging out with you, like she had to course correct in the middle of a sentence. It was uncomfortable to say the least. I'm hungry, let's get something to eat. I'd like to say it once to someone who can actually hear it. My 8-year-old daughter once responded to my wife, I wish I could say the same. Damn, that's savage. Bro, 8-year-old daughters are the most savage humans. That's a personal problem. My mom used to say that too. So when I was about 12 to 13, I played a lot of Xbox. I was part of a group of friends on there, and we all played a lot. One of the friends I played with was a girl, and I got along great with her, just as I did with everyone else in this group. One day, she says, I think I'm in love with you. Now, 12-year-old me was shook when she said this, and did not know how to handle this properly. So the conversation went as, I think I'm in love with you. I'm gay. Wait, really? Wow, I didn't know. No, I was just joking, hahaha. I'm not sure if it's the worst, but it's a pretty good example of what not to do. Don't. I was going to say, please don't. I had to actually say this to a guy once. He was 18 or 19. I was a couple years younger. We had known each other for maybe 2 weeks. Had only one serious conversation. He asked me out. I agreed. He texted me later talking about how happy he was we were going to go out, followed with I love you. Awkward. That date never happened. LOL. See you in chemistry, followed by a door slam to the face. I love YouTube. Yeah, I had a girl drop this one on me once. Pissed me off so much too. I had been thinking of how to tell her how I felt all damn day, and I had the perfect setup, outdoors on a patio swing alone with her, the sound of crickets and the warm patio light laying down that perfect mood. I love you, I said. It took the breath of me, and time stood still for a moment, before she finally answered. I love YouTube. Just like that, my heart shattered. YouTube. Really, Candace? YouTube. Really, Candace? I growled, both shocked and irritated. I stood up from the swing, grabbing for my things aggressively as she collected herself. What's your problem? She screeched. I just said I love YouTube. Isn't that what you wanted to hear? I heard you the first time. Damn it, and it's a great website. I barked. She came back with, what does that even mean? But I just wasn't having it. I stormed off, leaving her there to reevaluate her choices up till that moment. YouTube. Honestly. Sounds like you didn't like, share, or subscribe to anything more she had to say. And he certainly didn't click the little bell icon since he didn't want to be notified of her bitch ass saying something. He probably didn't even smash her like button that night either. Had someone stand up and physically move away like 5 seats and pull a hood over his head when I was in middle school. Does that count? Also, he dated my best friend not long after. I love your sister. I love Amelia. Oh. The first girl I asked to be my girlfriend took weeks to even build up the courage to ask. I told her I wanted to ask her something after school. We stood there for a long ass time, but I couldn't ask because students kept leaving the building. When they finally stopped, I asked and her face contorted into the most horrified look I've ever seen. Smug, smushed up lips, nostrils flaring like she just smelled a turd, confused, frowny eyebrows, adorbs. I wish she said ooh. I wish she said something. She just ran. Turned and Forrest Gumped my ass. We were in the same classes and never said a word to me after that. I told a girl I loved her on AIM back in 8th grade. I had gym class with her the next day and I heard a very audible ooh come from one of her friends. When I turned to look, all of them were looking at me. I have never wanted to die so much in my life. Teenage girls are fucking sadistic. We should send them to fight our wars. We'd never lose. If inane gossip and verbal abuse were viable weapons of war, they'd be fearsome fighters. I work in a high school, and I'll step between 2 feuding football players before I break up a fight between teenage girls. Boys generally want to save face. Girls are in it for blood. If someone says they like you, or love you, you know what they mean. Don't say I like you / love you as a friend. It's no comfort, I promise. It's like an arrow to the heart, wrapped in a fluffy pillow. Say you appreciate it, but you don't feel the same way. Stab fast and thoroughly. Let it bleed and leave it there. Agreed. And definitely don't say I don't love you right now, unless you actually foresee that happening in the course of your relationship. K. Mongolian throat singing. I once brought up Mongolian throat singing in a group of people I didn't know that well, and the dude across the table started doing it. He seemed like your average white dude. It was pretty incredible. Neat. Thank you. New phone. Who this? Oh, that's nice. Pat on head then wander off. I love cake. I had a male friend of mine look me in the eyes and say he loved me out of nowhere. My response was an awkward snort laugh followed by silence. I would have died OMG. There's no winner in that situation, yikes. Oh, there is however a very clear loser. Why? My boyfriend answered that when I dropped the L-bomb. I explained that I thought of him all the time and really cared about him. He smiled like an idiot and went, well, same. So I love you too. I thought it was cute anyway. I was dropping my girlfriend off at the train after like a week and a half of dating, and as she got out of the car, she said bye, I love you. And I just went up. Her reaction was holy shit, I totally didn't mean to say that. We've been together for 9 years, married 6, so it worked out. I know. I was dating this girl in my early 20s. I still feel horrible about it to this very day. She came with me to my hockey game. It was Valentine's Day. I played my game, but unfortunately got angry during the game. I eventually, and deservedly so, got kicked out of the game. I was still hoppin' mad about it when walking out of the rink. I walk out to my car and she surprised me with my car shoe polished with Happy Valentine's Day and I love you and hearts and shit. I got pissed and told her to clean the shoe polish off and that it was going to take hours to remove. I don't like surprises and I really hurt her feelings. I still feel like the biggest dick for acting that way 20 plus years later. I had no idea she felt that way about me and I completely fucked any chance of a relationship with her after that. My loss. She was a great girl. Thanks, but I was really hoping to use you to get closer to your sister so I could bang her. Please get out of my house. I love you too. Wow, really? Yep, they're my favorite band. Wow, you are evil. Haha, just kidding. They're not my favorite band. Dick ain't gonna suck itself. TL, doctor, with an emoji. I just got out of a relationship last month. I really loved the girl and we were together for a while before she needed to move back home. We were trying long distance and honestly I thought we were going to be okay. Both of us seemed dedicated to the idea of a future together. I wasn't looking for a ring or anything like that, but we had discussed living together. She had been back home for a month and everything was solid. We still talked daily and kept each other in the loop. One night she hits me with I'm not ready to live together. It came out of left field and I told her that I was upset and that instead of saying something I regret I was going to bed. She didn't like that. I tried to see things her way and I apologized for not being on board with her line of thinking at first. But I think she made up her mind then and there, but just didn't want to be the bad guy. Conversations would feel forced. It was sickening. Just because you're so used to sharing everything with a person and now they don't even have the time of day to joke around with you. But I tried to give her some distance and just limit my messages to a few a day, not trying to overwhelm her. When we would say goodnight, I would say I love you, and she would send back the kissing emoji. When someone you love is only able to answer your message back with an emoji, I think it means it's over. Me, I love you. Ex-boyfriend, I don't know if I can ever love you. The only girl I've ever loved is my best friend. For context, he and I had been dating several months. He'd dated her for 2 weeks a couple years before. That was 20 years ago and still makes me cringe. Really? I don't. My friend actually said this to someone and it's hilarious but sad. No response. Had a girl I was dating for a couple months tell me she loved me immediately after I dumped her. I had just found out she had screwed her ex-fiancé a few times when I first started dating her. But when she said she loved me, I knew it was only to keep me on the hook, and just as she said, "Well, don't you have anything to say?" I had an epiphany. So I replied to her, "I'm in love. I'm in love with Juliet." Juliet was my best friend of 3 years. So I got in my car, drove 30 miles in a torrential downpour to Juliet's college, and started walking to her dorm building, and then we met when she came running across campus from her class. As we were being drenched by the rain, we locked eyes from about 10 feet apart. Then as I was about to say that I was in love with her, she rushed me. We embraced and kissed for the first time. It was absolutely magical, like out of some romance movie. After a few months as intense lovers, she went away for the summer and came back a coked up junkie that I barely recognized, and our time was over. I love me too. Go fuck yourself. Fuck me yourself, coward. That's probably the best and weirdest comeback I've ever heard. To go fuck yourself. Now I'm gonna say it every time someone of the opposite gender curses me with a fuck you. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications for this channel by hitting that notification bell. Your support is much appreciated, and don't forget to check out my other videos. See you next time.